All right, we've got the much anticipated leg session for Johnny. People have been asking to see this for a while. They're wondering how his legs are growing without squats. So we're gonna take you through that today. We're gonna start with the prime leg extension. People have asked, what movements we start with. We don't always start with the same movements. Things do change. We do sometimes start with compound movements, sometimes isolation. In this case, we're gonna start with an isolation movement and we're gonna superset it with a leg press. We're gonna specifically use this Rogers hip press. We'll demonstrate it in a minute and you'll see Johnny go through a working set and you can see what kind of intensity we're dealing with. The nice thing about this prime leg extension is when we start the movement, we wanna start it to get the muscle short and contracted. Now when I load the plates on the bottom here, that's gonna make it hardest at the top. So if I'm in this, and I'm coming up here, it's the hardest here, and it's the easiest at the bottom. So we're getting the muscle short and contracted while we're nice and fresh, and the leg extension really, really shines beautifully when we're in that contracted position. So just warming up here. We're not gonna gather too much fatigue, so we just wanna feel the movement.
You're gonna go over there too,
yeah, and then when we actually do our working set, we'll be going hard there, and we'll probably be wobbling a little bit as we get into the hip press. Foot position nice and low. Coming back deep, get that stretch, open it up. Hits a lot of adductor as well, inner thigh, quads, glutes. And this is a bit too light to even warm up with, but just wanted to show the motion. So we'll get started. You're up. Here's that wobble. Legs are feeling a bit weak.
What's going through your mind with those last few reps?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Some people think of certain things.
Yeah, I love it. It's my opportunity to not think.
It's amazing.
So
this is how Scotty made my legs grow. So no squats, but I really get into this. So I'm just thinking, okay, perfect cadence, giving it my all, and when I get to that pain point, I'm just trying to go as much as I possibly can until I physically just can't go anymore, and then I try and do more. So that's what's in my head.
Come on. Up. Contract. Good. Up. Contract. Pause at the top. Up. Come on. Contract. Hard. Again. Contract. Good. More. Good. Good. Again. Come on. Up, 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 up. Good. Again. Up, up, up. So it doesn't move. Good. You got another one. Come on. Good. Last one. Up. Up, 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 up. All right, hurry up. Let's go. Let's go. Fuck. Come on, push, push, push. What do you got? Push. Good. Down. Drive. Drive. Good. And again. And good. Push. Push. Did you see Jesus?
Fuck. Oh my God. I'm cooked. Thanks, bro. Fuck me. Yeah.
Johnny's at a loss for words. You know, something's happened. All right. After a couple grueling supersets there, we're on to hack squats. Now we don't need a whole lot of warm up for what we're about to do. We're gonna do an ascending, descending set. So this will be a bit fun. We're gonna start out with a weight you could probably do maybe about 15 reps with. I'm gonna do 5 reps, add one plate one side, do another 5 reps, add another plate, another 5 reps, add another plate, so we get 20 reps, ascending, then descend, 5, 5, 5, 5, by another 20 reps. So it's a total of 40 reps. We are taking a few breaths between times we add plates so we can actually get through it. Otherwise it would be too much of a cardiovascular issue. I personally use this behind my back. It ends up, I put this here, it ends up helping me keep my hips back. Because if my hips come forward, I end up getting some pain running down into my knees. I also put my hands here to push my hips back. I don't recommend people do that because a lot of people end up pushing off. My goal is just to keep my hips back. Something that I've had to deal with for a while, but anyhow, let's see how we go.
All right, I'm gonna set the tripod up here.
Yep.
And film your set, okay? So.
Add a plate. Add a plate. Add a plate. Drop a plate. Five and five. Fuck. Perfect. Because it failed on the very last rep of the last series. Fuck. Takes it out of you.
Mind you, it's pretty hot in here today as well.
Oh boy. Yeah, walking is a struggle.
All right, so we're doing 5, 5, 5, 5, 20, so 40 reps. Cool. Let's go. Let's get juicy, baby. Let's get fucking juicy. All right.
Breathe. Hang on. Breathe. Patience. All right. This is the heaviest set of the lot. There we go. Good. Yes. And again. Come on. Come on. Okay, 10 reps left. 5 and 5. Here we go. 5 reps. Here we go. 5. 4. 3. Come on. Come on. And push. Good. Home stretch. Tell me what you got. Into it. And 1. 2. 3. Come on. 4. Again. Down. And drive. One more. Fuck it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Stimulus. And drop. And again. And drop. Up, 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 up. So should we do 3 sets like that?
I'll do it all day long, bro. Woo! Mama.
One set like that covers pretty much everything. You
Yeah.
warmed up, gone to your top set, accrued a decent amount of volume, and hit a really tough failure point. So, one and done.
Juicy legs. Woo!
Hey, for our third and final exercise for quads, after only 3 working sets, we're gonna do some sissy squats because we're gonna load the quad in a lengthened position. So we started off with contracted position, sissy. You start
Sounds like a bit of a little, yeah, sissy.
being a little bitch. Well,
Sounds like a bitch move, yeah.
yeah. Well,
Where do you want me to spill from? This angle here?
front tone's fine. So I'm gonna be leaning right back. I'm gonna be up on my toes and leaning back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, down here.
And what I can't do anymore, I'm gonna hold this loaded stretch for as long as I can. Pushing my hips up, knees are driven forward in front of my toes, and I'm holding on. This is harder than the actual set. Oh. So, that's quads done. I'm gonna move on to, yep. I see I can't actually stand up between, yeah, let's do it. You're up. If you're feeling fresh, you can grab a plate, but.
Oh, actually, you keep it on. You can do it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yep. That's it. It's leaning back good and up. So you want to do this when you're nice and warm, always at the end. If this gives you any issues with the knees, don't do them. But even people with knee problems often find this not to be an issue. Your knees are actually meant to be able to come in front of your feet. Good. Back. Good. Good. Now let's get a loaded stretch. So come back. And hold, 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 hold as long as you can. This pain he's feeling right now is excruciating. So it's harder than the actual working set. Muscle full of blood in this stretch is creating some new stimulus, that's for sure. Good. Now let's see how easily he stands up after this. Not that easy, is it? Great job, man. How'd that feel?
Feels so. It's harder than it looks. Fuck me.
We sometimes do those supersetted with extensions, so we'll do the extensions first and then straight into sissies. And that'll be more at the end of the session. Next, we're doing a lying leg curl with a prime lying leg curl machine. We're starting in position 2, which is going to be pretty even as far as your strength curve's concerned. So this is just going to be a warm up, just a few reps. To get the muscle short and contracted. Good. All right, that's fine. This is just a warm up, so we're not going to put too much effort into it.
Let's do it, baby.
Okay, our first working set for lying leg curl. Our warm ups, we focus more in the short and contracted position and mid range. Now that we're into our working set, I find hamstrings, it's going to be hardest at the beginning, and then it's going to ease off towards the top, which is real natural towards your strength curve with this lying leg curl movement. Oh, whew. When the hamstrings go, they just go for me. All right. Working set for Johnny here. Last working set, all the weights in the loaded or lengthened position. Hamstrings are loaded and contract, good. So it's hard at the beginning, and then as he comes up, it drops off. And notice how he's keeping his hips down. So one cue to do is actually raise your knees up slightly towards the ceiling as you curl, and that will help drive your hips down towards the pad and avoid that lower back arching. The other thing we notice is he's not stretching all the way down. Now that first probably 10, 15 degrees is more calf, whereas if he does come all the way down, we don't want to use momentum in bringing it up. Good. Last one. And up, 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 up. Good. And resist. Good.
God, I'm gonna hit some.
Okay, next we're gonna hit the prime seated leg. We're gonna hit the prime seated leg curl. This is definitely gonna hit more of the stretch position of the hamstrings due to the position of your hips. So we start off in a bit of hip flexion. So instead of leaning back as some people do to keep their body straight, we're gonna lean forward. So lock it down. Seat all the way up, and I don't want to be rounding my back forward. I want to be pushing my hips back, and that's going to put me, if you think about you doing a straight-legged deadlift, you push your hips back and that starts to stretch your hamstrings. By pushing my hips back, my hamstrings start to stretch. I'm going to put the seat all the way up, leaning forward, chest up, back under. I'm pausing in that stretch position, under. Holding each rep for 3 seconds in the stretch. And once I can't get any more, I'm putting in that stretch position and I'm cranking forward and I'm holding that stretch. And this is painful. My knees are slightly bent, keeping tension on the hamstrings. Doesn't look like anything happening, but I can tell you, this is excruciating. Kind of go to another planet when that happens, but that's why I come here. It's good times. Okay. Just getting situated. Good. So, into that stretch and contract, good. So really focusing on that stretch. So pause at the top and curl it under, good. So notice how he's leaning forward at the hips and curling it under. And it's that stretch at the top, which really puts more load in the hamstrings in that stretch position. Also, we put the setting on number 3 so that it's actually harder in that stretch position. And as he curls under, it gets easier. So it's hardest at the top, and then as he curls under, the tension backs off. Good, and then hold that stretch. Pause there and hold. Put your hips forward, chest up. That's it. So we are stretching that hamstring. Good. How's that feel? See, he's got no words. When Johnny gets quiet, you know something's happening. Good. How would you describe that?
It's like I don't know how to describe it. It's not pleasant, but it's kind of enjoyable at the same time. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I actually really love this machine. Like I truly feel my hamstrings the most when I use this seated curl machine.
Yeah, and we vary the position.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
All right, that wraps up this movement. We generally do this towards the end of our hamstring session. If you wanted to start with a seated leg curl with this particular machine, you could start it here, and that's going to be hardest.
End range.
Yeah, on 2 it's going to be hardest in the contraction. So as you curl it under, and you want to do that when you're fresh. But as we're not so fresh anymore, we've left it on hard in the stretch position, and then even furthering that, we're leaning forward into it, holding that stretch for as long as we possibly can. So, cooked. Yeah. We were just talking about aliens. No, just joking. So we're gonna do RDLs next on the last movement for legs. Now this one, we're gonna do a little bit more for hamstrings, a little more glute focus. So do a warm up here. What we try to do depends on where your knees are. So if my knees are completely locked, right, and I'm pushing my hips back, squeezing up, I don't have much flexibility, that's more hamstring. If I want more glute, knees are a little bit more bent, pushing my hips back, squeeze. So then I'm just targeting mainly hamstrings and glutes. So that'll be our predominant glute movement for the day. Different days, we have different focus. Today was probably a little bit more quad, pretty even between quad and hamstring, a little bit of glute. We have other days where it might be more hamstring and glute and a little bit of quad. So you'll get to see some more content as we go. All right, we're gonna finish today with adductor, inner thigh. Well, you know, if you want to grow your legs, yes, ladies, yeah, do these heavy. So this is inner thigh. So when you're standing there, like on stage, you know, everybody wants to work the lateralis, the outside sweep of the leg, but that's not always possible for everyone to develop nice, big, thick lateralis. However, you can fill the gap in between your legs, which gives you the illusion of thicker legs.
You want me to jump in and do it?
Yeah, why don't you give it a shot? We either usually start with this or finish with this, but it's always there. Good.
Oh, fuck.
One piece of advice, if you haven't done these before, ease into them. If you don't, you'll figure out why. You'll be having some uncomfortable pain for about a week.
Yeah, gotta be careful because if you don't do as much, it's really gonna cook you for days. Just really ease into this. And when I started doing them, man, I was sore for like a week after, maybe 10 days. I was pushing myself too hard. Yeah.
All right, our first YouTube video, leg session in the books.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. We hobbled down the stairs. We did what needed to be done.
We got through it.
Let us know what you think. We're going to be doing more. We're highlighting different movements every time. Our workouts aren't always the same, so keep us posted as far as what you want. Put it in the comments, and or put your questions in the comments what you want to see, And
getting better at it.
I'm getting better.
getting better.
I'm learning. I'm learning as we
He's
go.
getting better behind the camera.
And what else did you want to say?
Well, we're trained it into performance here in Noble Park, so thank you, Sham. Great gym, good equipment too. Thanks to Scott for putting out this content, because I know it's going to help a lot of people. So if you like it, share the video to get us out there more. Comment for the algorithm. Subscribe and follow Scott on Instagram. He's remembered his Instagram.
It's my name.
What's his name? Scott Slaman. So follow him on Instagram, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.
Thank you.
Boom.